11. Let's have a quick look. The Vanguard, wasn't it? So, wow. This one here. It's a nice one, isn't it? Let's have a go on the Vanguard, shall we? Or the Merchant. Saw this a few times at Heathrow.
Do the night flight out of Heathrow to Brussels for DHL.
Yeah.
And it used to use a British Midland flight number.
Okay.
It was one of the last flights to leave Heathrow at night.
Right.
Then before, obviously, when she went back to East Midlands, where it was based at East Midlands,
Yeah.
this was currently on the DHL 4 Huntings, and also it was doing the nightly run to Keflavik from East Midlands with the newspapers as well.
Right. And they lasted well, didn't they, these planes? They were built to last.
This is the only one left now.
This is the only one?
Complete Vanguard anywhere in the world. Yeah.
Complete. Because they changed the name to the Merchant, didn't
Well,
they?
it only became a merchantman once it was converted from the passenger version of Vanguard, because they were all built here at Weybridge.
Yeah.
There was only 44 built, but the half went to TCA Trans-Canada Airlines, and the rest went to BEA. And obviously, when BEA decided to sell them off, and then the rest they converted to merchantman.
Yeah. So this is the only intact.
This is the intact one. By 1995, this was the last flying Vanguard left in the world, and this was donated to us here on October the 17th, 1996.
Wow. So, I mean, did you ever fly on them?
No, not me personally. No, my colleague here was an engineer on them. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice planes though, aren't they? I remember them. I'm fond of them because I remember them in service. So it's my first trip on one. So, oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, yeah. So obviously it's configured. It's been cleaned up since we had her when she arrived. Obviously, she flew in and we kept that part of it.
So when this had seats on it, I mean, did it have when it had seats when it was serving passengers? Did it have the basic same sort of?
No.
Obviously the roof was more...
This was all taken out. This is only put in. There's very little insulation behind here whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
So it was similar to a standard
I will show you. I mean, you'll see here, we don't have audio unfortunately just at the moment. We've got a few issues with this. But you can see here cargo going on the aircraft here. This is at Belfast. Yeah.
So obviously it changed a lot inside when they converted them to cargo planes. Yeah.
Yes, I mean seated arrangements. The original ones had the air stairs on here, and then they took them out of service, the air stairs, because they got in the way and took up too much room.
Yeah.
But I'll show you up the front in a moment. You'll see the configuration of the car.
Wow.
That's the neutral colour BEA actually physically had, and there's Trans-Canada Airlines TCA.
Yeah. Did they serve Trans-Canada well? I mean,
yes, I mean TCA used them for flying across, obviously internally in Canada, and going down to the eastern seaboard to the States and down as far as Nassau and Bahamas. And so they used them for that, but they never actually physically they have converted one with a cargo. When I say converted as a cargo, they use one with a cargo operation, but having the large cargo door on the front, which we've got on this one.
Yeah. I mean, this was when Britain made planes, wasn't it? I mean, it made you proud, really, to be British, didn't it? When we
there's the seating configuration.
Wow, it's lovely inside, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Look at that.
The only difference is the first class area was down the rear of the aeroplane. They deemed it to be the quietest part of the airplane.
That is lovely, isn't it? I mean, it's so spacious.
Yeah.
So it's three across.
It's 3 by 3, but what you have to remember is you don't have the overhead lockers on the aeroplane like we have today.
Yeah.
So it's almost a flat tray, realistically, which you can only put an umbrella or an overcoat or something like that on.
Yeah. Wow. But they were good planes, weren't they? I mean, they as I say.
There was the biggest problem with this one was there was hours left on the airframe, but there was spares for the Rolls-Royce Type engine. That's the problem.
Yeah. And this is the cargo.
So the cargo door here opens, like you can see here.
Yeah. So
this still opens. That's why we have the framework here. We maintain the hydraulics on the aeroplane as best we can, which gives us used to the fact that we can open this cargo door, as I say, on a very limited basis, because obviously there's quite a lot of strain on the top hinge here.
Yeah.
And it also gives us the operation to be able to drop the flaps.
Yeah.
And by doing that, we also maintain outside power and also the aircraft batteries, which enable us to operate the radios in the cockpit there, which are live.
So if you didn't keep these things working, would it just deteriorate? It would corrode and.
Well, the biggest problem we have, realistically, is obviously being outside.
Yeah.
You know, you're fighting corrosion. So, three years ago, we actually put the fuselage was repainted. It still hasn't completely finished yet.
Yeah.
Because the paintwork on here is over 30 years old.
Yeah.
Was.
So this is the paintwork on this Airbridge colours. So this was.
Airbridge was originally an Airbridge amalgamated with Hunting. So the colour scheme didn't change.
Yeah.
All it was that Airbridge became part of the Hunting group companies, and that's why it was changed with the Hunting logo on it.
So this is that colours is still the original paintwork?
Still the original paintwork that you can see as Airbridge and colours. In fact, when we came to paint the fuselage here, where it's got Hunting air cargo on the side here, you can actually see the Airbridge decals underneath.
Okay, is that still visible now?
No, because we've taken it all back to paint right back. No,
I see.
Not visible now.
I see. Okay.
But this cutout here gives you a description really where we are here by the roller bed here by the thing, and obviously the cargo is pushed up on the rollers and secured at the tie points here. Now we've taken the rollers up off the floor here, so otherwise you wouldn't be able to walk on it, but here, for argument's sake, is what we call a pallet lock. So the pallets will be locked here, depending on which aircraft was carrying and the trim. That was the maximum that we stored in this one particular area, and all the way down the aircraft.
I have a question. Okay, so when these planes were designed, they were never really designed with cargo to be designed as cargo planes, were they?
No, they were all built as passenger aircraft.
So
what you find nowadays with cargo, I mean, obviously Airbus are now developing the A350 into a freighter. Boeing, as you know, did with the 747-800s, and they make pure freighters. A lot of aircraft get converted, like for argument's sake, the Boeing 767. You know, a lot of those, even the Airbus 330, that DHL used. You know, the 757s that British Airways had, they were all converted. So a lot of passenger aircraft do end their days as cargo aircraft. And then what they do is update the flight deck as well, so the electronics and everything else, and make them into pure freighters.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Can re-engine them and everything else. I mean, cutting out and strengthening the floor and putting the door in. There's companies in Germany, Hong Kong, and various other places that will do the conversion.
It's amazing. I'm always amazed, you know, that they can do these things, and you know, it's impressive that, you know, I'm impressed that an aircraft of this age.
So this is a particular airplane. That's a freight igloo there. One was which we got from Air Atlantique at Coventry Airport. The horse, it's not a horse stall. The horse stall is underneath. But the reason why we have the horse is that back in 1992, 2 of the aircraft were converted to take 7 horse stalls. And that was the same year the Olympic Games was held in Barcelona. So this aircraft and the other aircraft used extensively for taking the teams, the equestrian team, I believe, for Britain, and I believe a couple of European countries had their horses tracked in 92.
Wow. And these aircraft are safe now, because I know that the BOAC jumbo that they had preserved, that sadly was cut up. And,
oh yeah, well no, I was just said this is it. This is it. Realistically, it's this is it. We look after it as much as we can, the best as we can, under the circumstances. You know, repairing and keeping the stuff down.
And that cockpit, was it slightly redesigned when they turned it into a car?
No, it's still the same. So you've got. What you have to bear in mind that there is no automation. When I say no automation, there's no GPS or flight management system in here. The only difference that you had from the days, obviously, you've still got the crew seats as it was when it was in service with BEA as a passenger aircraft.
Right. So this is those seats are the original seats.
The seats are original, but we actually had them reupholstered last year.
Yeah.
The simple reason were because obviously over the period of time they were decaying badly.
Yeah.
And so we had to get them redone. So,
Wow.
The radio's original, that's live that you're hearing there, that's Heathrow Director on there.
That's actually live now?
It's not a tape, we've utilised in the aircraft radios, We can't broadcast, obviously, we've taken that completely off, so but you can actually in this particular...
So that's Heathrow Tower now? That's
tuned
Director.
into Heathrow Director,
Wow.
So that part of it we can keep live. And if you go onto YouTube and put in Vickers Vanguard, you get plenty of footage of when the aircraft when we used to taxi it when we were based out before Mercedes were, and do engine runs. There is engine runs done here, but we haven't done any now. We can't do any more now. There's too much corrosion inside the engines now to be able to do that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.